fundamental essence of matter may be called by any name, molecule or atom, but the basic cause of matter is nothing but energy. Matter is nothing but bottled up energy. It is the condensed state of the particles of energy that we call matter. It is by no means correct to consider matter as an original substance. To adequately understand matter, one must be acquainted with the energy entity. The greater the understanding of energy, and accordingly of matter also, the greater is one's right to use matter as an object of enjoyment. Such people who possesses this understanding are indeed called scientists. But those who, after thoroughly understanding the energy entity, Shakti, direct their spiritual life into the depths and pervasiveness of Shakti are known as the worshippers of energy, as Mahakala, as Shaktas. Those who think that the world has evolved out of atoms of energy are very much mistaken. Some say the world is made of atoms, and thus there is no place for ghosts in it. Such a dogmatic declaration is hardly sufficient to disprove the existence of ghosts or spirits of the soul. Ghosts do not exist, it is true, yet to nullify their existence through logic and reasoning, an adequate knowledge of psychology is essential. It is not possible to dismiss them so easily with such a brief statement. It is energy alone that is active in this material world. Is there no room for Shiva or consciousness? Those who regard atoms of energy as the initial manifestation of Prakriti nature and want to deny the existence of consciousness beyond them should know that these so-called atoms of energy are indeed dancing on the bosom of consciousness himself. Have the manifestations of cognition, pragya, or consciousness the knowership of sense of existence that we see today in this tiny world of ours among the different unit entities and organisms, and particularly in human beings, emerged suddenly out of nothing? Idea of or thought cannot emerge from its absence. Something cannot manifest from nothing. About 2 billion years ago, when the world had just come into existence, there was no trace of vegetation or organisms except for so-called atoms of energy. The potential of the manifestations of consciousness that we find today in human beings, the undeveloped expression of consciousness that we notice in the various other organisms and in trees and plants, were all certainly present in those so-called atoms of energy. The potentiality of consciousness, that dormant Shiva, slowly and steadily awoke with the help of the centripetal force of Prakriti, the cosmic operative principle. We cannot consider Shiva or cosmic consciousness as being the resultant attribute of energy, Shakti, for although this great Shiva is difficult to discern in matter, where he is lying dormant, when he awakens with all his prowess, all his spatial, temporal, and personal bondages of energy, Shakti, are broken and absorbed in that consciousness. Therefore, to call consciousness the attribute of energy is nothing but gross self-deception. This eternal game of pervasive consciousness and energy, Shiva and Shakti, or Purusha and Prakriti, in which Purusha is unable to shake off the influence of Prakriti and express himself, such a state may be called the primary atom of energy, Pratamika Shaktikana. The primary atoms of energy and matter are absolutely identical. Let the scientists of the different ages call this primary matter or primary energy by any name they please, molecule, atom, electron, or etheron. The spiritual sadhaka is not at all affected with the awakening of consciousness that begins in the primary atom of energy. With the help of the inspiration and centripetal action of Brahma, newer and newer trees, plants, and organisms evolve. Then human intellect evolves. Finally, the realization of Brahma is attained through the austerity of sadhakas. There may be some incongruity regarding the word Shakti. Actually, where the two words Shiva and Shakti are used, Shakti stands for the binding force of Prakriti. The atoms of energy, or Shakti Kana, The atoms of energy or Shakti Kanas that are generally regarded as the fundamental essence of the created world are not really Shakti in the above sense. They are a compound of Shiva consciousness and Prakriti Shakti, the binding force. The universe is fundamentally the cooperative creation of these atoms of energy. To think that Prakriti is the only cause of the creation of the world would be illogical, for each of the limitless atoms of energy of this universe is created due to the influence of the binding force upon cosmic consciousness. So to say that the universe is created out of limitless atoms of energy is tantamount to saying that the universe is the compound image of Mahashiva and Mahashakti, i.e. cosmic consciousness and cosmic energy. This Shiva Shakti creation is indeed the psychic manifestation of Brahma. His Lila Rupa, inscrutable form, Siya Rama Maya Sab Jaga Jani Kaura Pranam Yori Yuga Pani. I realize that the entire universe is pervaded by Sita and Rama. To them I do my deepest pranama with folded hands.